Yo, what's up, everyone? Cleaver Podcast here. Today, I'm going to do an episode on the top 7 Miami Dolphins player for the 2019 season. Before I start off, a couple weeks ago, we were chilling at about 10 to 12 subscribers. As of this morning, we're at 32 subscribers, so I appreciate me, Mike, and Mikey all appreciate the support and all the subscribes, the views, and everything. We appreciate all that. Right now we have a goal of 50 subscribers by the end of January. So we only need 18 more subscribers by 3.5 weeks. So if you guys could make a push for that, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, thank you for all the support that you guys have given us already. So, moving on to my top 7 best Dolphins player of the year. I'm gonna start off low to high. So number 7, I have Jason Sanders. You're gonna be like, well, why do you have a kicker? He really didn't do much. Well, looking at his stats, he went 18 for 20. So he had a 90% kicking accuracy, which isn't bad. He only missed 2 kicks, and he had a total of 35 of 36 extra points, so at 97.2%. So he actually made up a total of 89 points for the teams. Put that in perspective, Tannehill made up a total of 102 points. So Jason Sanders did almost as well as what our starting quarterback did. Granted, Tannehill only played 11 games, but you can see that Sanders made up a lot of our points, definitely during the tough times of us not putting any touchdowns for a couple of weeks. So he belongs on number 7. Number 6, I'm going to say this now before I get more started into this. My top 7 isn't about all productivity or how many games, equivalent how many games they should have. This is what they did for the team, their stat, and what was their productive while they were on the field. Alright, so my number 6 is Albert Wilson. He only played 7 games, but in those 7 games, he had 26 recording for 391 yards and 4 touchdowns. And if you guys remember watching him, he had big games. He came in clutch. He also threw a touchdown, too. I forgot to put that down. I believe he threw a 52-yard touchdown to Jakeem Grant. So in total, he has 5 total touchdowns, probably about 470 yards, give or take, from scrimmage, because he also has 16 yards rushing. So that's why he's at number 6 for us. Going to number 5, we have the great legendary Frank Gore. Didn't play the final 2 games, has a season-ending ankle injury or something like that. But with what he had, if he was on par of playing every game and not getting injured, he would have over 1,000-yard scrimmage, which he'd be one of the oldest players to have 35 yards from scrimmage, over 1,000-yard scrimmage at 35 years old or more. So he had 722 rushing yards with 12 recording yards for 124 yards. So in total, he had 846 yards. He only had 1 touchdown. It was a receiving touchdown. We got stuffed in the red zone with him, so that's something the Dolphins need to fix really quickly to get our run game going for touchdowns. But so 846 total yards with 1 touchdown and 2 fumbles. He had a solid season, and he really helped us get on pace. He led the team in rushing, so that's why he's at number 5. Number 4, we're finally going on defense. Kiko Alonso. You're going to ask why he's at 4. Maybe he should have been higher. Maybe he should have been lower. You can see why I put him there when you look at 3, 2, and 1. But for 15 games, he has 3 interceptions, 6 pass defenses, 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. On top of that, he has 123 tackles, which, to my memory, if I'm right, I don't know, because he did get ejected. But think he was third in the league in tackles. He could be 4 or 5 now because of that, but and then he was a healthy scratch against the Jaguars. But to the last time I saw, he was the third in tackles. So something to look forward on. I know he's getting old, but he had a tackle for a three tackles for losses, and he had 3 quarterback hits. So unfortunately, he didn't get a sack this season, but he played fairly well for what he had to do. Number 3, we have Kenyon Drake. Kenyon Drake was all over the field this year. Granted, for his productivity, what he did wasn't the greatest. He played all 16 games. He had 535 rushing yards with 4 touchdowns. He also had 53 receiving the ball for 477 yards and also 5 touchdowns. So in total, he had over 1,000-yard scrimmage. He is the only player in our team that had 1,000-yard scrimmage. That's not considering or counting the quarterbacks. So I believe that he would be the next runner-up for Pro Bowl. I know Philip Lindsay will not be going to the Pro Bowl because he is injured and out for a couple of weeks, and one of the other running backs could go to the Super Bowl. I know Melvin Gordon could go to the Super Bowl if they went out, but yeah. So, and he had 9 total touchdowns, although he had 2 fumbles, but 2 fumbles ain't terrible. But 9 touchdowns, also led the team in touchdowns. So, number 2, Rashad Jones. In 14 games, he had 3 interceptions, 1 touchdown, so a pick 6 on week 17 against the Bills. 9 pass defenses, 72 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, and he had a quarterback hit. He didn't record a sack this year either, but he was definitely a playmaker at the beginning of the season. I don't know what happened after he came back from his injury, but he's still a good building piece for us. I mean, he's a veteran, he's a Pro Bowler, so, and that pick 6 really, I guess, helped him out for his interview staying with the Dolphins moving forward, but I will make another video on that later on. And our number 1, you guys have probably guessed it right, it's going to be Xavier Howard. He only played in 12 games, but he had 7 interceptions, which is tied for first in the league with 2 other guys. 12 pass defenses, 1 fumble recovery, 35 tackles, and a tackle for loss. He was the true playmaker on our team. He's the only really good corner that we have. I mean, you can say Minkah Fitzpatrick could possibly be a corner, but he was a rookie. He was playing out of position essentially, but he's our best defensive player. He is a building block. He's only, 25 years old, and he led the league tied in the league for first in interceptions. So he is our number 1. He is our best player. He was the only person that got nodded for Pro Bowl. Maybe he could have been an All-Pro, but I mean, I think Jalen Ramsey got it, and he only had like 4 or 5 interceptions. So, and Xavier Howard did this in 12 games, not 16. So, if he would have played all 16 games, he would probably be at 9 or 10, most likely. But that is my top 7. If you guys agree, give me a like. If you disagree, also give me a like. But let me know in the comments who you think your top 7 should be. And don't forget to sub so you guys don't miss our weekly podcast or any other future videos. I thank you for your time and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.